Hey Bible lovers, I'm Tim Nichols, and I'm here to bring you your Nichols Worth. And today from 316 Publishing, we have their edition of the MacArthur Study Bible in the faux leather. So let's go ahead and take a look and compare the two. There's not a whole lot of differences other than the cover, but there are some little nuances and different things. I do not have the premium edition of this. If you want to see a premium review of this, check out the one from Tim Wildsmith because he does the premium versus premium. There are a couple differences about the block that you'll need to know about between the premium and the non-premium editions. They're very minor, but it is something that you may want to know about. There are three different cover options on this. This one is the one that has the cursive type Holy Bible. There's also one with a sword, and then there's one with Holy Bible stamped on the cover in different colors. And then the spine, you have MacArthur Study Bible in the LSB, and you have the publisher name on it. It's got some accent stitching. I really like the accent stitching on this. This is kind of a darker British tannish color, and this is more of like a lighter tan. When you get to the liner, one really cool feature about this is that it does have a vinyl liner. Now, I don't know about the Thomas Nelson editions, whether or not they have vinyl liners, because I don't have their non-premium editions. So that's something you may want to check into, but the Steadfast editions do have the vinyl liner. It does appear to have reinforced tape. So now let's take a look at the text block. In this one, you're going to see the identical layout with the premium edition from Steadfast and from Thomas Nelson are both going to have the 40 GSM paper, and this is going to have the 36 GSM paper. Now, being totally honest, by feel, that 4 GSM is just, it's different. I can feel it, but it's not significantly different. This paper is definitely thicker, but this is not bad at all. This 36 GSM paper, if you are used to the Thomas Nelson Premier Collection paper, this is going to be pretty much the same as far as weight and feel. When it comes to ghosting, I don't see a significant difference with that. Now, with your non-premium editions, you're not going to have your art gilding here, but it is going to have your blue accents. It's going to have your 9.5 point comfort print font. These blocks, from a layout standpoint, are identical. There is no difference. The margin space is the same. Notes and layout is all the same. In fact, I'll go ahead and go to an identical page number. One thing about this one is that you don't experience with the premium editions is you get that, hear that gilding kind of stuck together. You got to break in the pages. So that's a little something you may want to take note of. But here we are on the exact same page, and everything is identical. The footprint size is the same. This is 9 and a little over 6 inches wide on the paper. Your notes, your references, your commentary, all of that is going to be identical. The only difference is this paper is a little bit thinner. Like I said, by feel, you can tell. But it's barely, you can barely tell. And by ghosting, I'm telling you, I can't see the difference from a ghosting or see-through standpoint. This is a line match text. That's going to matter a lot. 2K Denmark. This is the NASB comfort print. Moved into the LSB because it's in the same family of translations. And of course, when you get into the New Testament, the words of Christ are going to be in black in both editions. Because sometimes with Thomas Nelson, what they'll do is whenever you have non-premium editions, they'll do red letter, and then on their premium editions, they'll do black letter. That is not the case with the MacArthur Study Bible. It is all black letter through and through on the non-premium editions and the premium editions. So if you're one of those that really wants a rebind of the MacArthur Study Bible, this is a good way to save some money through Steadfast or through Thomas Nelson. Now, generally, Thomas Nelson's non-premium Bibles have a little bit lower of a price tag than Steadfast, so just kind of price compare and do your homework with that. But both of these are beautiful editions, and then when it comes down to the ribbons, you can see this comes with double-sided satin ribbons of the 3/8 variety, but the non-premium only comes with 2. And they're kind of bland colors, to where this one has a little bit more of a robust color palette here. It's got a blue and a red and a brown. So some little tweaks and little differences. You're not going to have your premium features. If you want to see a review of this one, I'll go ahead and put it on the end screen just so you can check that out. But another thing I want to show you about this block that is a little bit different is if you go to the beginning. This one has your standard edgeline tab. It's got your presentation page, and then you move into the title page. This one, of course, it's not going to be edgelined, but it's going to have a couple little extras. First of all, it's got a letter from John MacArthur about the MacArthur Study Bible. This letter acknowledges this as a first edition, which is a little bit confusing. Also, the presentation page is going to be Steadfast presentation page, so that's going to be a little bit different. But when you get to the copyright page, everything is identical. This is printed in China. That is not listed on Steadfast website, but this is Chinese printed. This is not printed in Korea as most of their Bibles, or Royal Youngblood as most of their Bibles are. This is actually the Thomas Nelson block. It just has Steadfast color. So these are identical. 2K Denmark, everything is identical when it comes to the block. They are both technically first editions. This says first edition. This says first edition. 2024, 2024. So if I was giving my guess, I would say that Steadfast had rights to call it a first edition. The notes and everything else are still the MacArthur Study Bible second edition notes. If you have a first edition study Bible, it's going to be a little bit different than this one because it's had a few updates. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time speculating, but it seems that Steadfast, or 316 as they are called, had the rights to call theirs the first edition. So if you get the premium edition, it's actually going to be stamped first edition on the back liner. This one is not stamped first edition on the back liner. This is a second edition MacArthur Study Bible from a note standpoint, but it's a first edition when it comes to the LSB. There has never been an LSB MacArthur Study Bible until this one. So, I mean, technically in my mind, they're both first editions. That's what the copyright page says, but Steadfast seems to have had the rights to be able to call it a first edition on the cover. God bless you. Keep calm. Jesus on. This is your Nicholsworth.